I don't know if you heard about the Airbnb host who recently canceled a woman's reservation after finding out that she was Asian, and did so by simply saying, oh, one word says it all, Asian. I would never rent to you if you were the last person on earth. Well, this Airbnb person obviously quite put off by that, reported it, and now that Airbnb host is being fined $5,000. I think that's wrong. I don't think that person should be fined. I think that the marketplace should take care of it. And here's what I mean by that. You see, if government interference says these are certain people you must not discriminate against under no circumstances, then what happens is that no matter who we're talking about, whether we're talking about certain races or certain sexual preferences or certain economic elevations, when they must be served no matter what, whether we're talking about health care or whether we're talking about housing or whether we're talking about waiting in line out someplace else, it creates a kind of it's not even reverse discrimination. It creates a preference based on totally unimportant criteria. People are no longer being judged by the content of their character, but by the color of their skin or by whatever activities they enjoy in the bedroom or whatever. And it's problematic for me because all racism really is instituted by the state. I have never yet seen children display racist attitudes toward each other when they encounter somebody of a different skin color. I've never seen it. And I've seen my children interact with people from all different kinds of colors. Now, sometimes they're fascinated by that color, but they don't recoil or exhibit hate, probably because I don't teach them that. If somebody is taught that at whatever level, then, well, they're responsible for it. Don't get me wrong. But in a sense, the government is the one that is creating the racism, even by imposing a fine here to punish the person who exhibited racism, because it creates a backlash where people react. Again, they're teaching people to judge others by the color of their skin. There are a number of different issues here, and part of it, of course, I was raised knowing that there is no intrinsic difference between human beings. If you strip off the flesh, the bones basically speak for themselves. And it doesn't matter where a person's from. It doesn't matter what language a person speaks. It doesn't matter what a person's religious upbringing is or what their philosophy is in life. You should treat that other person with respect because that person is made in the image of God. That's what it comes down to. The imago Dei, that's the old phrase for it, going back to the Renaissance. Do you look at another person and see the image of God? You do. Whether you recognize it or not, you do. Because we are all God's image. This is one of the reasons why there are so many prohibitions against creating graven images in the Jewish and Christian tradition. It's because we are His image. And so when we start judging people based on really ridiculous criteria like that, it engenders hate, and it engenders emotional responses instead of intellectual responses. So I think it's wrong for Airbnb to have fined this owner. I think that, well, obviously, I mean, the whole point of it is that it came through the government. They made an arrangement with the California government, because if they didn't fine the person, then they themselves would have been fined by the government. Let the market take care of it. Word will get around. Oh, don't rent with that person. They're racist. I think that's a much better long-term way of dealing with it. That's my 2 cents. Love to have you engage me on this topic. Send me an email, steve@radiofreespeech.com.